What's good, YouTube? Yes, I know you've seen the title of the video, and yes, it is correct. I know sometimes being called delusional or saying that someone has delusion is often frowned upon and just taken as an insult. But I'm not gonna lie, in today's society, I feel like that in order to be successful and to complete your goals, you have to be delusional. You got to think about it. Some of the most successful people on this planet are delusional. You got to think. Neil Armstrong at that time period going to the moon was crazy. No one has ever thought of that. It was so unheard of. But he had that delusional thought and he believed in himself so much that he got to the moon. Jimmy Butler, at the age of 13, he was homeless. You would have never thought that he would come out to the person he is today, a multimillionaire in the NBA. If you would have told them other 13-year-olds around him, they would have called him crazy. Like, bro, what are you doing? You homeless right now. You don't have the equipment to go to the NBA. So you have to be delusional. MLK, probably one of the most perfect examples for this. At that time period, blacks and whites was not supposed to be together. They was not supposed to be integrated. The schools separated everything. But Martin Luther King, he had a dream, and he was so delusional to the point where he imagined that we could go together and that we could be together and live in peace. And thankfully, it happened. But they thought he was so crazy that he had to that they shot him. So you got to think about it. It's okay to be delusional to an extent, especially when it comes towards your goals, because it is a lot of small minded people in this world. And to believe it or not, and I hate to say it, it's some small minded people in your family. Your parents may be small minded people, your cousins, your friends, they might be small minded people. And that is okay because that's just what they learned. And that's just how they were raised. And that's just who they are. But at the end of the day, you can't let that affect you and what you have going on. You have to dream so big and have your goals so the sky's the limit, bro. So I say all that to say this, like you can't, whatever you think can become your reality. Like, yeah, it's a whole lot more to it and you have to put the work in behind it, but it starts up here. If you can think it up here, then it can happen. So you can't let small minded people knock down your goals because a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, those small minded people, they had goals for themselves and they didn't reach them because they quit or they just gave up. They threw the towel in. So they want to tell you to do the same thing. But I promise you, as long as you believe it up here, you can people can call you crazy, people can look at you crazy, they can call you delusional. It don't matter. As long as you believe in yourself, you can whatever you have set out in your mind, you can achieve it. And I promise you can. Cause like, bro, the moon, think about it. I know people was calling Neil Armstrong crazy. I know people was calling MLK crazy. They really think blacks and whites are gonna be together. Look at us now. So you have to believe in yourself. Martin Luther King believed in himself. Jimmy Butler, he believed in himself. A lot of 13-year-olds at homeless at that age, they would have just quit. They would have been on drugs. They would have been, you know what I'm saying, stealing out of stores, in jail. Like, you have to believe in yourself. So it is okay to be delusional, even to the slightest bit, because it's been normalized just to be mediocre and just okay with being average and not going after your dreams and quitting when stuff gets hard. Like, no, if something get hard and you really, really want to do it, it's supposed to be hard. Duh, it's supposed that's why you want it. You would never want abs if it wasn't hard to get. If everybody had abs, everybody on this planet walk around with a six pack, you really won't want a six pack. It wouldn't be that cool to you no more. So that's why it is like that's why you want it because it's hard. So don't get discouraged just because you fail a couple times. Like it come with life. You have to fail to learn. The only way you lose is if you quit. So as long as you keep going and showing up every single day, bro, and chasing after that delusional dream, you're gonna be all right, man. And I promise you, one day you're gonna get it. A quote I heard from David Goggins, he said, the most powerful thing in the world is your brain. It can either work for you or it can work against you. You can choose to be delusional or you can choose to give up. You can choose, like, bro, the brain is something that you have genuine control over. Like, we don't have control over everything in this life, but one thing that we have genuine control over is what we think. We can be thinking of purple or we can change it to white. So, like, that's one thing that you can truly control. Like, you can't control the outcome of situations, but you can control how much effort you put in towards a situation. You can't control whether you win the race, but you control how hard you run in the race. So, like David Goggins said, like, your brain can work for you. You can tell yourself positive affirmations day after day, and you can force yourself to get habits, and it'll help you reach towards your goal. But if you want it to work against you, you can hang around small-minded people. You can tell yourself negative things, and every time something go wrong, you ready to quit. Every time the slightest bit of inconvenience comes your way, you ready to throw the towel in and give up. But no, bro, like you have to use your mind to your advantage because it can be your greatest tool or your biggest weapon. And yeah, I say all that to say this, man. It's okay with being delusional because that's how you get successful. That's how you get the Michael Jordans. That's how you get the LeBron James. That's how you get the 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 Andrew Tates. People don't think like them. The only thing that separates successful people from unsuccessful people is the way they think. They don't. Rich people think different than poor people. They don't think how can I save. They think how can I get better? How can I invest? They don't think what can I spend on, like, bro. It's just it's levels to this, man. There's really levels to this. So you got to change your mindset. And I'm not the smartest person in the world, so I'm not saying I just think like a perfect rich person, but I know it's levels to this, and I know that there's still knowledge out there for me to learn. I know I got to read more books and talk to more people and just gain more knowledge so I can be on the wealthier side of life and see how these wealthy people think. But I do definitely know that it's a different way from poor people move and a different way that rich people and successful people move. But that's really all I got to say, man. It's okay with being delusional. Don't be delusional over no girl. Be delusional over your goals, your dreams, and everything you got set out for yourself, man. I love y'all boys, and I appreciate all the love y'all been showing me. And we almost at how many subscribers we got? I think we got 750 subs. Let me take a look. YouTube. Yeah. 750 subscribers, man. I appreciate all 750 of y'all. I love y'all boys. 1K on the way.